Hey, do you have any bush? Okay, you're gonna be here in 2? Aight, see ya.
Who are you calling? She literally does this every time we hang out. I don't even know why I'm still friends with her.
Mary, you know her, right?
Why were you calling her?
Like herb, grass, lettuce?
Like the devil's lettuce?
Tiff, chill, it's not that big of a deal.
Not a big deal. You don't want to end up like a stoner.
Like, is she serious?
You've seen them on TV, flannels, beanies, deadbeats who don't have jobs. Do you really want to be like one of those people?
Tiffany, that's TV. It's not real. Just because movies and shows make users look like deadbeats doesn't mean they actually are.
Movies wouldn't portray people a certain way if there wasn't some truth to it.
Okay, Tiff, don't get me wrong. Like Pineapple Express in that 70s show, yeah, sure, it looks bad. That's a stereotype that industry decides to capitalize on.
All I'm saying is that there's a reason for the stereotype. If you want to ruin your life doing drugs, because yes, cannabis is a drug, legal or not, be my guest.
She's here. I'll get the door.
Okay.
Hey, what have you guys been doing?
Oh, you know, the normal. Tiff stereotyping me.
Are you talking about how I'm giving you marijuana? What's the big deal? It's legal.
Okay, just because it's legal now doesn't mean it's right. There's a reason it was legal before.
I don't know. It being illegal was kind of more trouble than it was worth.
What do you mean?
Well, if you think about it, there are probably thousands of people being incarcerated for just the possession of weed.
That's not necessarily true. Teens are completely at risk for drug violations, and depending how old they are, they could definitely go to jail for it.
Really?
Well, if you think about it, teens are totally the target of the whole cannabis situation. There's so much promotion of marijuana on the media, and kids literally always have their phones. So of course there's going to be some influence.
That makes sense. I mean, I see a lot of ads about that on TV, and there are a suspicious amount of smoke shops around schools, not to mention celebrities.
Yeah, it's really terrible how it's being promoted now that it's legal. I love Snoop Dogg and all, but his smoking has been giving the wrong impression, even since before weed was legal.
Social media doesn't help either. You can follow whoever you want, and who knows what the person is going to post. If a kid sees their idol smoking weed, they will probably want to try it too.
But some things on social media are so funny. Like, have you guys seen Stoner Sloth? He's all over Twitter. So funny.
So funny.
You know, that was supposed to be an anti-weed campaign, right? Social media completely twisted it to be something else.
Oh, really?
Yeah, look.
Stoner Sloth was supposed to discourage Australian kids from smoking marijuana.
Delilah. Hands down, Delilah.
Instead, it lit up the internet and became an unintended hero.
Could you pass the salt, please, darling?
The campaign, launched by the New South Wales government, is supposed to be a dramatization of the effects of marijuana.
Chasing the salt.
The slogan, "You're worse on weed," is clearly well intended, but the star of the campaign, Stoner Sloth, isn't as fear-inducing as perhaps the government hoped, and made for the perfect viral hashtag on social media. I think the people who made Stoner Sloth vastly underestimate the public's hero worship of sloths, one Twitter user tweeted. Another wrote, although Delilah struggled with academic pursuits, she excelled at gymnastics. Hashtag Stoner Sloth. And this one from Australia. Not one thing has made me want to blaze up as much as hashtag Stoner Sloth has. Big grinny hugs to the Bairdy one.
Anyone could tell you that this is a ludicrous and juvenile ad campaign that has no educational value, and it's just symptomatic of the New South Wales government's outdated approach to drugs.
What's worse? Well, the website stonersloth.com was already taken by a pro-marijuana company based in the U.S. state of Colorado, where the drug is legal. The website has seen a surge in traffic since the New South Wales campaign was launched. But the New South Wales government is standing by it, at least for now.
It doesn't take away from the determination that we have to ensure that our children, our youth, are not exposed to drugs. There'll be an assessment of that campaign to determine whether it is something that worked, it didn't work, what we can learn from it.
In the meantime, Stoner Sloth isn't going anywhere. It has its own social media accounts and even a clothing line. Amara Walker, CNN, Atlanta.
Yeah, so funny.
Whoa, those are two really different opinions.
Like I said, anyone can say anything they want on the internet now. Nothing is posted without bias.
Definitely. The media responded to the ad and said it was a marijuana hero. And the reporter brought light to that. So is that what we're supposed to think about it?
Well, it sounds like people want us to think it's cool to smoke.
Well, I certainly don't think it is.
Well, different people have different reasons for using it, like medical use.
That's a good point, but are people really using it for medical purposes? I feel like it could just be an excuse to get a med card and get the drug.
I'm not sure about that. I use it for my chronic pain.
Chronic pain?
Yeah, it's been a progressive thing my whole life. I don't really want to talk about it.
I guess I didn't really know she had a reason for smoking. I always thought it was just for fun. I always kind of wanted to look like Miley Cyrus or something.
Like, I know I sound super extra about all this, but when I was little, my mom and I got in a car crash and she was under the influence. So it kind of just really affected me.
That makes complete sense. I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay, it happens, but it's gonna happen more and more. Kids think it's cool to do it. They're just gonna keep hurting themselves.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of scary what I've been seeing on the news. Have you guys seen those videos?
Videos of what?
They're all over right now. Kids are starting to get sick from carts.
You know what? I think I've seen something like that.
Here, look.
Dean, what do we know about this chemical?
Good morning. Well, the chemical in question is an oil derived from vitamin E, which investigators found in samples of marijuana vaping products from patients all over the country who got sick after vaping. And it's another sign of the potential risk from vaping unknown or uncertain substances.
I'm 18 years old. My lungs are like a 70-year-old's.
Adam Hergenrader of Gurnee, Illinois, has been hospitalized since last week. He says he vaped with THC, the primary ingredient of marijuana.
How do you get that? The THC?
Basically off the streets, I guess, off like a drug dealer.
You're buying it off the street from some guy that you don't really know. In retrospect, do you think that was kind of dumb?
Yeah. When you're addicted like that, I don't think that goes through your mind.
Soon after, Adam became feverish, started vomiting, and was gasping for breath. His mother, Polly, drove him to the hospital where he went straight to intensive care.
It's probably every parent's nightmare, and we couldn't make Adam better.
Wow, people are getting seriously hurt from this.
Yeah, there's so many chemicals in those carts, not to mention the THC.
What about THC?
You know, cannabis has been super enhanced to produce higher levels of THC. Like, it's hardly even cannabis anymore.
You know what? I've actually seen a TED Talk about that. It's by this guy named Ben Court. You guys should really check it out. It pretty much contradicts everything people try to use to justify marijuana use.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, the TED Talk guy made the legalization of weed sound like such a bad thing.
Well, everyone sees things differently.
Yeah, and there are different reasons for people's opinions, and if it's important to them, they're bound to share it on a bigger platform.
All the bias probably has to do with money and politics, but there are so many different views and so much different information.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to know what to believe or think when there's so much going on out there on the internet.
Not to mention everything is super opinionated nowadays.
Yeah, you know, I haven't really seen any article or video or ad that's not biased in some way.
No one uses just facts, it's always opinions.
Mm-hmm. I didn't realize just how much these opinions influenced us. Hey Tiff, what's your middle name?
It's Hope. Why? What is it?
Your initials are THC.
Mom, what the Okay, go whenever.
Sorry, hold on. Your mom
she
said,
texting
check
me?
out the realistic obstacles Candia had to the mini golf course. You sound like that vine when you said, okay, sorry. Keep going.
Chronic pain! Like the... Sorry, I was
I can't take this
ready.
seriously, bro. I'm gonna mess up like 69 times. I'm sorry.
Have different...
Why were you calling her?
I'm sorry.
Not the actor.
What do you think? I don't remember.